unit. Yes, Elvistina. Yes, yes, you are on the right track. Giannato, a paragraph is a group of sentences put together with a common idea. Good job,
Awesome.
Giannato.
Way to go,
Distinct
Giannato.
section. Go ahead.
I was just telling Giannato, excellent job.
Yes, yes. And Baroniqua, you are correct. Distinct section of writing. Yes, it is a distinct section of writing. But I think Giannato basically covered it. Okay, so let's look at what is a paragraph. A paragraph is a distinct section of writing covering a topic. A paragraph should have 5 to 8 sentences. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Joaquin, in college, they normally ask us for about 10, up to 10 sentences.
Yeah, 10 sentences. And I mean, in truth, a paragraph can be really quite long.
Yes,
Depending on what
yes.
you're talking about, you can have 10 sentences, 20 maybe, depending on the nature of what you are discussing.
Mm-hmm.
But
and as long as you have the appropriate information for the paragraph.
Yes. And guys, like Mrs. Dennis was saying, and trying to elicit from you, you need to ensure that you understand that a paragraph is there for a reason.
Yeah.
We use paragraphs for a reason, right? And I mean, technically, you could write a story without a single paragraph, but just because you can doesn't mean that you should.
Should. That's right.
All right,
Thank you.
we're gonna delve deeper into that as this lesson goes on.
Yes. So when I say a paragraph is a distinct section, I mean it's a separate area, or it's a individual portion of a piece of writing that is covering one particular or a particular topic. Okay? And when we normally, before we ask you guys to write an essay or a letter, the first thing we try to get out of you is, okay, I need you to construct a paragraph. Now, as teachers, we know, based on us letting you write a paragraph, we already know your writing style. We're able to pinpoint your sentence structures. We're able to pinpoint your errors when it comes to your sentences. We're able to pinpoint if you have spelling problems, punctuation. We're able to point out all of these different things. So this is why we touch on paragraph writing before we get into the big essay writing or letter writing, because when you are writing a bigger piece, it becomes more difficult. And you have to be disciplined. If you're disciplined in writing paragraphs, then when you transfer that over to writing essay or letters, it isn't going to be as strenuous on you, because you know what to do. Now remember, when you're writing a paragraph, what should you do when you're starting a paragraph? I've been seeing this lately, Ms. Joaquin. Do you see this lately? I mean, during marking for national exams, I'm sure all of us see what some of our students are doing.
I'll tell you now. I mark listening, so there are no paragraphs to speak of. But
Okay.
when I mark paper 3.
Oh Lord.
I've marked paper 3. I've marked 4, and you're currently marking 3. I just haven't marked 1.
Yes.
But what I often saw with 3, when it came to questions, especially the directed writing question.
Yeah, 10. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of students, like, they just had these big chunks of text, right? And that's really hard on the eye, right?
It is.
Because grade 11. Let me just ask you this, right? What would you prefer? Would you prefer to read some 300 words? Do you think it's more appealing to you if the 300 words is written as one big block of text, or if it's broken up into paragraphs? Which one seems more, I didn't say it's shorter, which one seems more digestible? Which one seems easier to handle? The block of 300 words, or paragraphs, like 5-6 paragraphs of 300 words? Which one do you would be a little easier?
Yeah, they're saying broken up paragraphs.
Right, exactly. Because there's this saying from this show I used to watch, House of Cards, right? The main character, he was like, how do you devour a whale? and you know, a whale is the largest mammal to ever exist. How do you
Mm-hmm.
devour a blue whale? How do you devour a whale? One bite at a time. If you
That's
try to,
right.
you can't try eat the whole thing in one bite. So reading
No.
something like that, you'll, and if you don't like to read, you're already gonna be like, hold up, TLDR, right? And I know some of you should know what TLDR means. I shouldn't have to tell you.
Oh Lord, someone said the whole thing. Oh, come on now. Oh Lord. But yes, Mr. Joaquin is right. You know, anytime you start your paragraph, you're supposed to indent. Please, that's an
Mhm.
indication that you're talking about,
Mhm.
or you're moving on from one to the other. Okay? Please remember that anytime you're writing, okay, remember your knowledge or everything you're gaining in the classroom or on virtual, in the virtual classroom or in the physical classroom, you use to your advantage when it's time for you to be put to the test. Okay? All right. So let's move on. So when we talk about a topic sentence, a topic sentence of a paragraph is stated in one sentence. One. This is called the topic sentence. What do you think the topic sentence is, students? In your own words. Based on the topic sentence, what should I be able what would I know based on the topic sentence before I continue reading? Based on your topic sentence as the reader, what are you telling me, or what am I able to know based on your topic sentence? Thank you. Who's that, Mr. Joaquin?
Hold on,
DZ.
one sec. I was checking some. I was just still trying to contact some students for the class.
Okay. I think I could see right now. I'm gonna look on my phone. So I see here it's
Okay, hold on. Okay, ooh, this is a bunch of answers. Okay, Dalia says, well, the paragraph is going to be talking about. Okay,
okay.
what the story is about.
All
LC,
right.
Nia, the main idea. Kiran, what the story is all about. Paris, the sense that indicates what you're going to be talking about. Deshaun, giving you
Yes.
an idea. All
Okay.
right.
Good job. You guys are correct. Anytime
Kiran,
you have a
story
topic,
is about. Sorry.
okay, no problem. Thank you. But you are correct. Anytime a reader reads a topic sentence, which will be the first sentence in the paragraph, that reader is supposed to know what this paragraph is going to be about. Plain and simple. The reader should not go any further than your topic sentence and still not know what the paragraph is going to be about. That means you do not have a good topic sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Joaquin?
You're absolutely correct.
You should, that should be the first thing you read, and you know in your mind, okay, I know what this paragraph is going to be about. But if you do not have a good topic sentence, it's going to cause a problem for you. All right, so you have to be very concise, and you have to know how to construct a good topic sentence. You should, but this is something that we're reviewing because it's something that you need. You should know how to construct a good topic sentence. Okay, but remember the topic sentence is the first thing, sorry, that you're looking at or you're reading before you continue with the entire paragraph. Okay, so developing a paragraph. A topic sentence may be developed by giving examples. Can anyone tell me how else are we going to develop a paragraph? What else do we use to develop a paragraph, students? What are different things we use to develop a paragraph? Yes, supporting details, but what can you use as supporting details? Quotes, okay. Anyone else?
Let me see. Clue. Brittany says clues.
What do you mean by clues?
All right. Baron Nico says giving details. All right. Explain the example.
Okay, so you're giving an example. So we said that by giving examples. Okay, so let's look at another one. A topic sentence may be developed by giving details. Yes, someone said details. A topic sentence may be developed by telling an incident. What is another way of telling an incident or a story? What word do we use? It starts with A. I'm sure you heard your English teachers said this word before. It starts with A. You can give A, and it starts with A. The word starts with A. It is also telling a story.
Delia says analogy.
No.
Miss Dennis,
Good
can you hear
try.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Anyone else? You guys really don't remember? Adjective? No.
No.
Anyone else?
Y'all, I think y'all guessing now.
Yes, they are.
Y'all
All
guessing
right,
now.
it's an anecdote, not article. Oh, Lord. No, it's an anecdote. Yeah, someone have it. Who's DK?
Debriana.
Debriana Kim.
Yes, you are correct, Debriana. Good. Yes, you give an anecdote. It's basically the same thing as you're giving a story, right? You're telling a little short story based on your experience or what you know, all right? Okay, so the rest of the paragraph consists of sentences that develop or explain the main idea. So students, let's read this paragraph. Through the centuries, rats have managed to survive all our efforts to destroy them. We have poisoned them and trapped them. We have fumigated, flooded, and burned them. We have tried germ warfare. Some rats even survived atomic bomb tests conducted on Enwituk. Is that pronounced correctly, Mr. Joaquin?
I can't see it.
And ends with talk. Yeah.
Enwituk. I think it's Enwituk.
Talk or something.
Enwituk.
Why can't I see it, man? This thing is always in my way. The little the bar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hold on.
No problem.
Looks like N Tweok. N Twitok.
Listen, you should see me. I was doing my research on this and all, and it's actually, let me see if I could recall. This is actually a certain place in the Pacific Ocean where this took place. Okay, so it's a real place, right? Or it's a real thing. Yeah. Yes, I did research. Yeah.
Well, I learned something new today because I had no idea.
Yeah. So this actually did take place in the Pacific after World War II. In spite of all of our efforts, these enemies of ours continue to prove that they are the most indestructible of pests. Can someone identify for me, what do you think the topic sentence is? What do you think the topic sentence is?
Rats? No. The topic sentence isn't going to be one word. Remember, sentence.
Think about it. What is the topic sentence here?
Okay, Laurent says the first sentence, and Paris types it out saying, throughout the centuries, rats have managed to survive all of our efforts to destroy them.
Yes, you are correct. And Laurent, I was waiting on you to type the whole thing, but okay. Yes, you guys are correct. Okay. It's the first sentence, one. And two, based on the topic sentence, what do you, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you were not able to read the entire paragraph as yet, but the topic sentence was the first thing that you read. Through the centuries, rats have managed to survive all our efforts to destroy them. What do you think this paragraph is going to be about? What do you think certain things, what details do you think would have been in this paragraph based on the topic sentence? Because remember, we said, go ahead.
Elvistina says rats invaded our country. Paris is saying the ways they tried to destroy the rats.
Yes, thank you, Paris. Thank you. You're the light this morning. Yes, you are correct. Because it says here, they managed to survive all our efforts to destroy them. So you should know in the developing sentences after, or the supporting details after, they are going to indicate, or they're going to list or describe ways that they try to get rid of the rats, right?
Mm-hmm.
That should be the first thing that you think about. Okay, if they're saying rats managed to survive after all the efforts to destroy them, then after this, the supporting or this topic sentence, you know they are going to explain to you the different ways they tried to kill them, but yet the rats still survived.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's look at the last sentence. In spite of all of our efforts, these enemies of ours continue to prove that they are the most indestructible of pests. What do we call the sentence at the end? What do we call that sentence, the last sentence, students, in this paragraph?
Okay, they're saying in conclusion.
The conclusion, the closing sentence. So yes, this would be the concluding sentence of this paragraph. Okay, so yes, you guys are on the right track. Good job. So we have the main idea and we have the concluding sentence. Okay, so the main idea is telling you exactly what this paragraph is going to be about, right? Okay, so unity in the paragraph. Every sentence in a paragraph should support the main idea expressed in the topic. I'm going to read that again, and I need you guys to listen. Every sentence in a paragraph should support the main idea expressed in the topic sentence. Let's go back to the slide we were looking at the first time. I'm going to ask this question. Is the supporting sentences, or is the sentence, the supporting sentences in the middle, okay, do they support the main idea, which is your topic sentence? Does it support it? Okay, it does. Now, good job. Now, this is what I want you to do. I need you to give me the different ways it supports it based on what it's saying. Give me one or two different ways or one or two things that it's in the supporting details that it's showing that it's supporting the main idea. Tell me something from the supporting details that actually supports the main idea.
Marquin says it goes more into detail about them trying to destroy them. Crystal says they poisoned the rat.
Thank you, Crystal. Anyone else? And yes, you are correct. That's Marquin, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Marquin. Anyone else?
Augustina say that some rats have even survived atomic bombs.
Good job, Elvisina. Good job. Anyone else?
Paris says it's giving details of how they managed to survive after all their efforts.
Yes, you are correct, but I want you to be more specific. What in the supporting detail, what does the supporting detail say to show that it's supporting the topic sentence or the main idea?
Brittany says some rats even survived atomic bombs.
All right. What else? What other ways did they try to get rid of them that shows that they survived after all these efforts? I see some said they survived the atomic bomb. Some said they were even poisoned. They survived. Anyone else? There's more in here?
Yeah, Paris says it poisoned, trapped, fumigated, flooded, and burned.
Oh, thank you,
Good
Paris.
job,
You are
Barry.
so Paris, you're on a roll. Yes, I see someone else said they burned them. You are correct. World War II, yes. Okay.
All right, Mrs. Dennis.
Yes.
I just want to interject one thing here.
No problem.
This is why students, this is why I always encourage planning, right?
Yes.
Because if you are not an experienced writer, all right, meaning if you only write when you're forced to write, like when we force you to write, because that's what it is for a lot of you, is you being forced to write.
Yeah.
You have to plan, and you will not have coherent paragraphs that make sense if you're not planning. What do I mean by that, right? Like, even when Mrs. Dance can tell you, because she has to read and mark summary questions. She has to read and mark directed writing questions, and those questions are broken up into paragraphs. And in especially in directed writing, the paragraph should have topic sentences.
Yes.
There should be details to support that topic sentence. For example, if you have to write a letter or an article about why your great grandfather should be included in a commemorative booklet for Nasuvians, right? You'd say my grandfather was brave. Even during times of prejudice and racism in the Bahamas, he always stood up for what was right. See, topic sentence, he was brave. Then you give an example. So, but that, in order to do that, you have to understand that you have to like plan, man. You have to know what you're going to talk about ahead of time. You just can't be writing that from your head. Okay, so ensure that yes, you commit the format of the paragraph to memory, but also ensure that when you are writing a paragraph, that it's deliberately organized and not just haphazardly organized. Like, let me slam this thing together. No, you need to have a clear topic sentence. You need to give examples, give reasons, something to support that topic sentence, and you have to wrap it up nice and then move on to the next thing. Okay? So just that's all I wanted to say on that score.
Yes, but Mr. Joaquin, you are correct. And this is the reason why I think some persons may have found it difficult when I asked them what were the supporting details to indicate or show that the main idea was supported.
And Mrs. Dennis, you could tell them that if you do not have supporting details, you don't have a paragraph.
No, you don't.
You don't.
No, you don't. Because your details in your paragraph, that's the point of it saying supporting details. It should support your topic sentence or your main idea. If you don't have if your supporting details are, I mean, talking about something totally different or opposite of what your main idea is, you don't have a good, coherent, or effective paragraph. Okay, so when your reader is actually reading your paragraph and they say, so this the topic sentence or the main idea is rats manage to survive all efforts to destroy them. Okay, let me see what different so what support they have here to show that rats have survived. What have they done to kill rats, but they still survive? And yet I read, and all I'm reading is you're telling me, yeah, rats still around, and they still in the house, and we see them outside. Okay, but you're still not telling me how they survived efforts to destroy them. Now here it is. It actually indicates, or it shows you that the different ways they tried to destroy them: poisoning them, they trapped them, they fumigated them, they flooded, burned them, even germ warfare, atomic bomb test. So all of these things are your supporting details. And this is why we tell you, anytime we ask you to write a paragraph when we're in class, we never give you 5 and 10 minutes. We always try to give you sufficient time for you to brainstorm, think about your topic.
That's right.
And then once you have your topic sentence, then you're able to say, okay, so let me see how can I support my topic sentence or my main idea. Okay? Now let's move on. So yes, we're talking about unity. All of that is wrapped in the same thing. So support the sentence. You're supporting your main idea. All right. Connecting sentences within the paragraphs. Can some of you, before I put the transitional words here, can any of you identify some transitional words that you use when you're supposed to connect your sentences or even paragraphs? A lot of you know them because you have to use them in your writing. Miss Tu, do you see any?
Okay, so they're saying first, after, next, therefore, although.
Okay.
Secondly, before, finally, however.
Okay.
On the other hand,
Meanwhile.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Chantel says next. Corral says on the other hand.
Okay, so yes, you guys, yes, some of you are correct. Yes. Chronological order. First, meanwhile, later, afterwards, finally. So yes, you guys are on the right track. So this is chronological order. So this is if you're going from the beginning straight until the end. So you have your first, meanwhile, later, afterwards, finally. Then objects in relation to one another, next to, in front of, beside, between, behind. Okay? So this is when they're related to one another, right? And then we have in order of importance. However, furthermore, as a result, in fact, yet. If you want to, you can screenshot this page. These are some of the transitional words that we look forward to see. And believe it or not, when we're marking paragraphs or even essays, that is part of your format. That is part of the format that teachers look for when we're marking. One of the first things we look for, okay, any transitional words? Because that's what we're taught. We're taught to look for these things. This causes your writing to flow and flow in such a way where your sentence are moving easy into the next. I mean, they're moving so smooth into the next sentence and even into the next paragraph. Okay, so I need you guys to always remember, anytime I'm writing a paragraph or an essay or a story, I need you guys to understand that you should always use transitional words. Go ahead, Ms. Tu. Ms. Tu, you saying something?
No, no.
Okay, so you should always use transitional words, okay? Good. So this is when you're coming to the end of your paragraph, the concluding or clincher sentence. This is to restate the topic sentence in different words. What do I mean by restate? What do I mean by restate, students? What do I mean by restate the topic sentence in different words?
To summarize, Albertina says,
Oh,
Alicia says to say it differently. Jasmine
Yes.
says to repeat it.
okay, good job.
Yes, good job. Yes, you guys are correct. So you're giving the topic sentence, but you're rewording it. So yes, good job, Katie, bringing it back, but you're saying it differently or you're rewording it, right? You're using different words by restating the topic sentence, okay? Then we have, okay, I think my screen freeze. Okay, a clincher sentence or concluding sentence clinches the point made in the paragraph. So your concluding sentence should indicate to your reader that this is the point that you were trying to make in your paragraph. This is what your paragraph was talking about. Okay, so, and the reason why we focus on your topic sentence and your concluding sentence is because when we're finished reading a paragraph, you should be reminding us what that paragraph was just about. That's just a reminder. So we could say, okay, yeah, now I remember what this paragraph was talking about. Even if for a minute the teacher forgot, or even if for a minute the teacher was getting ready to move on to the other paragraph or sentence, okay? And also it summarizes the paragraph. Yes, so all of you, you are on the right track. Good job, students. So here are 9 ways to elaborate. Okay? Now, some of these words look so familiar because, I mean, Miss Toot can even tell you some of these words that are on the line, right, Miss Toot? Don't they look familiar at what our topics was the beginning of the semester?
Yes.
I mean, they look,
A lot of them.
Mr. Walking, don't they look so familiar?
Yeah, man. So, yes, I'm counting at least. I see at least 4, 4, 5.
That's what I'm trying. And this is how Ms. Toot and Mr. Walking and myself, this is why we always tell you guys, everything is connected in language. Nothing should never be separated. Like we said, sometimes we do teach in isolation, but we try to bring everything together in order for you to understand the reason of us teaching certain things, okay?
Yeah.
So we have 1. Use highly descriptive words, vivid adjectives, and adjectives precise, verbs and nouns. Okay? So, for example, if I was to ask you, okay, I need you to give me a vivid adjective or precise verb or noun, and you give me, you said, okay, a vampire. Okay, a vampire. You don't think I want you to be a little more specific? Now, if you say Dracula, I mean, yes, you're on point because you're being very precise on a particular vampire you're talking about, right? So then we have 2, give a detailed definition of the subject or details. 3, provide an example that shows your point. And I said that earlier. So for instance, if you're writing a paragraph and you're supporting the main idea or topic sentence, and you give an example that actually is going to support your main idea, that is something you should use. Okay? You're not limit to what you can do. Use comparison, similes, and or metaphors. That's something we heard from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Use contrast to show how your idea is different from something else. 6, include a fact to support your main idea. 7, use a statistic in fact in numerical form to support your main idea. So yes, anytime we talk about expository writing, that's one of the main things. That is what we ask you for. Data, factual information, okay? Also, use sensory details that appeal to one or more of the 5 senses. And 9, use cause and effect to explain how one thing causes another. All right? Now let's move on because we're getting to wrap up. So we have types of paragraphs. We have the narrative paragraph that tells a story. Then we have the persuasive paragraph that tries to convince the audience. Then we have the descriptive paragraph that describes something. And then we have the expository or explanatory paragraph that gives information or explains something. Now let's go to this, right? We're looking at this lady.
Oh, look at that lady. I know her. Anyone else know her?
I don't think they do. Okay, student. So I'm going to let you read this. We have about 2 more minutes and then we're going to wrap up. I need you to read this paragraph. I'm going to read it out loud as well. Okay, so someone say, yeah, okay, Paris, so you know her. Okay. Boy, Paris, you sound like you do a lot of reading. So let me read.
Yeah.
The disappearance of Amelia Earhart remains a mystery. Earhart, who was the first woman pilot to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, crashed into the Pacific Ocean while attempting to fly around the world. She was born in Atchison, Kansas in 1897. Some researchers believe that she survived the crash into the Pacific because radio distress calls were received. An intensive search for the source of the signal was made. Searchers were not able to find her, however. Finally, the distress signals ceased. In spite of continued searches by airplane and ship, no clue about what became of Amelia Earhart has yet been found. Now, so let's try and wrap this up. Can someone tell me what is the topic sentence or what is the main idea of this paragraph? Oh, you're quick, kid? Okay.
Ebony says the topic sentence is the disappearance of Amelia Earhart remains a mystery.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, they're saying the same thing, eh?
Yeah.
Good job. Yes, you guys are correct. Because why? If we're talking about the disappearance of Amelia Earhart remains a mystery, they gave you supporting details to indicate that it is a mystery, right? Okay, can someone tell me what is the concluding sentence or the clincher sentence? And then I'm going to ask you one more thing and then we're going to wrap up the entire lesson. Anyone? Someone?
Okay, Alicia says searchers were not able to find her.
So that's Alicia. Alicia, that's my Alicia, my student. Alicia, I need you to give me the clincher or concluding sentence.
Okay, so Ebony is saying from finally to found.
Oh, Lord. Boy, listen to me. Y'all don't like to write here? Anyone know one?
Oh, Mr. Walk-in.
Yes.
All right, I have to, I'm going to start that one now. Mr. Walk-in, can you pull it up for me, please?
You got to move through like Bourgeois. I understand.
Okay,
Walk-in,
students,
can you pull it up for me, please?
You need me to? Oh, you mean in the other session?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna use the same one?
Yeah, I think I'll use this one instead.
Okay. All right, Mrs. Dennis.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Okay, students, so our clincher or concluding sentence is, in spite of continued searches by airplane and ship, no clue about what became of Amelia Earhart has yet been found. Isn't that restating the topic sentence, the disappearance of Amelia Earhart remains a mystery? That's the exact same thing, but it's just reworded, all right? Okay, now, students, there's a sentence. One more thing, there's a sentence inside this paragraph that has nothing, that's no
Nothing.
relation,
Nothing. Nothing.
nothing to do with this paragraph. Can you identify that sentence?
Mrs. Dennis.
Yeah,
You
hey, Mr. Walking.
you think they remember Sesame Street, that song? Can you guess which thing is not one of these things? Is not like the other. You remember
I
that?
think so.
You
They
think
should, I would
you think they
think.
know about that? I don't know, man. I don't
Boy,
think they know about
I
that
know.
goodness. They don't know about that goodness.
No, this generation, they never, I don't think they watch Sesame Street. Oh, say who that's singing. Mr. Walking, someone out there dissing you.
Yeah, that's me. That's me murdering air molecules, everything. Just awful.
So let's see if you guys are correct. Ding, 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 ding. My good students,
Like,
our good
right?
students.
Like
You
who asked?
are
Like,
correct.
right? Because who asked where she was? Like, how is that important? Right? It's not.
My thank you. And that is what I want them to understand. This sentence have nothing to do with the paragraph. Nothing to do with the paragraph. I am
Good
so
job,
proud of you
guys.
guys.
Good job, Ebony and Paris,
Oh
Eric,
man, you guys.
just killing it.
You're it. You are it. All right, good job, students. So we're wrapping up today. What is something new, or what is something that you learned today or that you heard before and it refreshed your mind about paragraphing?
Mrs. Dennis, you gonna stop? I can stop it, or you gonna stop it?
Yeah, you can stop it right now because I'm getting ready to leave.